Hey everybody, welcome to Mukilteo, Washington. Just going to hold on a second here and hopefully pull it up live on the iPad, and it should be coming in here soon. Just starting the stream. Why don't we go ahead and just change the shot for a moment and show you what it looks like towards the beautiful lighthouse. Here we go. Yes, we are live. Fantastic. Confirming now by seeing it on the iPad. And what a beautiful, beautiful early evening it has already been, you guys. When I arrived, there were these, what was, at first it looks like simple virga, you know, the waves of rain coming down, but maybe not quite reaching the water or the island or the mainland. But then it got even more dramatic. We just had a few sprinkles, but the skies were awesome. And I'd like to show you that in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and turn on chat here, just to make sure I get that. But this is what it looks like right now. You can see just to the right of your screen, Whidbey Island, where the sun is going down over Whidbey Island. And that is, doesn't look so temperamental right now in terms of the view that we have. And yeah, let's go ahead and make it clear that this is beyond 90 seconds. And we are in Mukilteo, Washington. If you're not familiar with Mukilteo, Washington, this is about 30 miles north of Seattle on the shores of Puget Sound. And let's see if anybody comes in. Anyway, when I live stream here, traditionally over the recent years, it's been up from a bluff overlooking the water toward Whidbey Island, and we've had some magnificent sunsets and other moments involving nature, California sea lions. We've seen a boat rescue. We came down here for a ferry rescue of a sinking boat. All of that was on Periscope pretty much, though. We even saw a knucklehead doing push-ups on the train tracks as a train approached. Fortunately, he got out of the way. But what I'd like to do now is show you a bit about what it looked like here earlier tonight. And hopefully someone's going to still jump in the chat. We'll keep an eye on that. But let me just show you some early stuff from just about the last 20 to 30 minutes ago, I would say now. Let's start with an image. Now check this out. This is the sun just becoming visible. Miss Bella, Girl Dog, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining. Miss Bella, oh, it's Tom over in Whidbey. Nice to see you, Tom. So here's a photo, Tom. They're right over Whidbey Island there with obviously the Mukilteo Lighthouse in the foreground. And I've got some video of that as well. Let's show you a couple different perspectives from video. Some of it, what I have here, was shot with the Canon 7D and some with the iPhone. So here I believe is the Canon 7D. This is video now. You can see very dramatic skies here tonight. And you guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a live shot of the ferry coming in. So just stand by. I'm going to move my camera a little bit. You're welcome, Tom. Let's show you a live picture of the ferry. This is right now. This is coming from an iPhone 7 as you watch the ferry come in from Tom's home over there area of Whidbey Island, Washington. Oh, we went to black there for a moment. I apologize for that. I'm going to change this shot a bit. Sorry for the wobbly stuff, but I think it'll make for a nice shot. I'm going to put you up on the seawall. We're going to lower the tripod leg so it's not so precarious. Not bad. So there's a ferry coming in, and here is a live look at the lighthouse. You know, last year I spent a bit of time here doing some video and photography, and I'd like to show you a video that I shot on August 7th of last year. And this was a time when the smoke from wildfires throughout the Northwest and British Columbia was still very much in the air. So let's go take a look. We'll take you from the outside going in the Mukilteo lighthouse. Here you go. And already you can see the pink in the sky here. And I'm using the iPhone on a Smooth Q Gimbal here, going right up to the top of the lighthouse. Beautiful view last summer in August. Let's go back to a live look at the ferry, which has just arrived here now from Whidbey Island here in Mukilteo. Here's another look at what it looked like here about a half hour ago. Tom, I hope everything's going well for you out there in Whidbey Island. And here's some video that was shot with the iPhone 7 Plus this evening on the Smooth Q Gimbal. Hey Brenda Ann, nice to have you here. So this Brenda Ann was about 30 minutes ago. And look, as I go around toward the other side of the lighthouse here, around the bush, and just look at that magnificent light pouring down onto the water of Puget Sound here, just along the edges of Whidbey Island. It was just beautiful, just beautiful. Let's go back to our live look now at the ferry. I knew we were about to end the video there, that clip that I shot a bit ago. But you can see we still have, in that direction anyway, some pretty gray skies. Things are thinning out to the west, but looking there to the north over the ferry, you can see we definitely have some gray skies. And this is what it looks like right now, because that's a live picture right now at the ferry from the iPhone 7. Let's cut to the iPhone 7 Plus. And everything looks calm now. All the drama that was in the sky just a bit earlier this evening. Hey, Bradley, nice to have you here. iBradX360. And Tom, you had the day off work. I'm so happy for you, my friend. Fantastic. Let's show you what it looked like a bit again here. This is, oh, let's see. So this is the ferry also about a half hour ago. So, you know, it was right before sunset. I would say about the 15 to 20 minutes before sunset. That was the period where things got really dramatic in the sky. And that's just a little bit, Bradley. Let me show you this iBradX360. Check this out right here. Isn't that something? So at first I thought it was Virga, and it mainly was Virga. It may have just resulted in some light rain over there. It didn't really look like it was quite reaching the surface here. When I say the surface, it could be the waters of Puget Sound. It could also be Whidbey Island. We got just a few drops here. I mean, check this out. This was shot with my 50mm, and this was before the skies really, before the sun appeared from beneath those clouds. There's the sun just starting to peek out. And there's another shot of it right there. And these are unprocessed photographs. When the ferry goes, we'll go to a live look at the ferry. You know, I charged the iPhone 7 on the way out here, and I left the cable in the car. So it didn't have a full charge, but I think I had it up to about 80%. For those of you who just joined, once again, let's show you what it looks like to walk up to the Mukilteo Lighthouse and walk inside, give you a nice look at it. Everything I've been showing you so far has either been live or within the last half hour, roughly. Let's take a look at last August when we had the pink skies that were the result of smoke from forest fires in British Columbia, Washington. But take a look at this from August 7th of just last year. So often I talk about the Mukilteo Lighthouse, but so rarely do we get to go inside. I have other video of the inside as well, and I hope to make another nice video showing a variety of shots and a bit of the stories that really involve this centerpiece of this park here on the shores of Mukilteo. And again, that's August 7th of last year. This was shot with an iPhone on a gimbal. I think I was using my iPhone 7 Plus. I think I had it by that time. Well, thank you there, Bradley. Hi, Brad X360. And there's the beautiful light. A light that can be seen from quite some distance, but when you look inside the lamp, it's just that tiny little light that results in all that brightness. If you'd like to learn more about this park, we'll put a website up on the screen right here at the end of this video. Miss Bella, Tom, we do at home, we do. Mukilteohistorical.org. And there's your live look at the lighthouse right now from the iPhone 7 Plus, and with the iPhone 7, AKA my wife, Paige's iPhone. There's a live look at the ferry, and we'll watch the ferry leave in just a few minutes. Yeah, the reference here is to the lighthouse spinner as a fidget spinner from a past Periscope live broadcast, which I think was last year. And I picked a couple up for my youngest boys, and somebody watching in another part of the country was watching and asked if they could have one, so we got her one and sent it her way. So that was pretty cool. Smoke in the sun really gives beautiful shots. Don't like the reason for the smoke. I hear you, Brenda, and totally agree. Totally agree. You know what, guys? I'll keep an eye out for it. When I was setting up here and actually taking some photos and shooting some video before this live stream this evening, I saw a couple of what I believe are California sea lions, only about 15 feet off from the shoreline. And let me show you just how close that is. Hang on. So just right out there. What they do is when the ferry comes in, the ferry goes out, is when I notice that they tend to patrol the shoreline. And I think they're chasing fish that are, this is my theory anyway, that are on the move whenever the ferry creates all that motion with the water. When I was a kid growing up here, we used to fish off the dock next to on the other side of the ferry from us, very close to the ferry. And we'd love to watch the water stir with as a result of all that commotion from that powerful engine on these ferries. Let's see if I can just say hi very briefly. I'll be really close to the camera with this one, but let's just do it this way. Hey, there I am. And I could even step back. Let's see if we can bring this up. There we go. My name's Mark Horner. It's Beyond 90 Seconds. This is the YouTube channel. If you'd like to If you like this kind of content, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up or perhaps even subscribe. Let me give the URL if you want to share it with people and tell them about it. youtube.com/Mark Horner Media. It's that simple. It's fun to watch it on the iPad. The 20-second delay, I guess, is what it is. And look at that. Looked like we had some Canada geese just go right over the ferry there just a moment ago. You know what's pretty cool? Even though that's Paige's iPhone over there, and it's about 20 feet. I'm out here, it's about 20 feet away. I'm out here by myself, but using this app, I believe I can zoom in. So yeah, we can. Let's go ahead and take you in closer. There's a closer look. How about that? I'm using the Switcher Studio Pro app that allows me to use iOS devices as cameras, and I can also bring in photographs and videos and do graphic overlays like the bug, the Beyond 90 Seconds bug in the lower right-hand corner, the Mukilteo Washington locator. We can do some things like picture-in-picture or side-by-side. For example, let's go picture-in-picture and we'll try something here. Let's go here. We'll stay on the ferry for our wide shot, and let's bring in this picture here for our B shot. And you can see what it looked like there in the lower left-hand corner of your screen shortly before I went live. Tom, am I off Periscope now? I'm not off Periscope. I have a great affection for Periscope. I'm also trying to build YouTube, and the only reason I'm not doing as much Periscope as you might think I would do is because of two things. During the work week, it's near dark when I get home, so that's going to change as we get deeper into the summer, spring and summer. And then what is the other thing? There was another thing. I'm trying to remember what it was. Trust me though, there's another factor. It'll come to me. This is called sleep deprivation. Tom, you're watching from Whidbey Island. You can appreciate my commute 5 days a week to Olympia. So it just adds up to basically not having much free time during the week, right? And let's show you a couple of other shots. We can just go, well, you know what? Let's make this the B shot. We can just change shots in the lower left there. Yeah, but it's primarily my schedule right now. Oh, so yeah, it's my schedule plus the lack of light. As we get deeper, you know, into the evening with daylight, I'll do some more on Periscope as well as YouTube. I really like to see the YouTube grow, have a much bigger following on Periscope, but I also would like to see more opportunity to monetize, because I would like to create, you know, a nice little stream of income from live streaming if I could, and maybe provide live streaming services, not only using apps like this one, but some other, maybe down the line, get something like a TriCaster, which I use for work for live streaming. Let's see else. Does anybody else come in here? Okay, just wondering. So that ferry's going to leave soon, wouldn't you think? Here's a shot from, again, you know what? Let's see if we can play this in the corner. Let's play some video there. By the way, I got the video cropped for that corner effect. You don't quite see that much. So let's go ahead and make it solo. And now you can see what it looked like before the skies got really dramatic this evening. We'll watch the ferry leave here in just a few minutes. We'll watch it live and then we'll wrap things up. There's where the sun earlier this evening was just starting to appear. And that was with, this is with the iPhone. And then let me show you what it looked like with the Canon 7D in just a moment with just a 50mm lens. Look at that. This is that moment. We showed this a bit earlier in this live stream. but that light on the water was just beautiful. Look at those clouds. In the sunlight, so no doubt, Tom, no doubt about that. And now let's show you what it looks like. This is video shot with the Canon 7D. Nothing you're seeing is post-processed. It's all raw right out of camera, with the exception of the video from last August that takes you inside the lighthouse. Here's the ferry leaving just prior to my live stream this evening. And in a moment, we'll watch it leave live, and you can see just how the skies change in roughly 30 minutes. And there's your live look at the ferry. Let's see how much we can zoom in. This is a remote zoom. Okay, not bad, you guys. Can even go further. Look at that. Not bad. This is done remotely from my iPhone 7 Plus, zooming in and zooming out the camera on the iPhone about 20 feet away. All right, I want to flip around this camera. So let's flip that around so we can show you what it looks like right now to the west. You can definitely see the light from the lighthouse every, what, 3 seconds or so. I would think the ferry's going to be leaving very soon. And I'll keep my eye out for any California sea lions. You know, the nice thing, you guys, is it feels warmer now than it did in the middle of the day. It felt chilly out there today, even though we had some sunshine. You were at Fort Casey today, and you saw my deer family. Yeah, so for those who aren't familiar with Fort Casey, it is out there on Whidbey Island across the way. So here's your look at the lighthouse. Let's just pan over here, and that in the distance is Whidbey Island. And on the other side of Whidbey Island, oh, a bit further north, I would say, wouldn't you, Tom, is Fort Casey. And the deer there are, I guess they're a bit accustomed to seeing human beings, no doubt about it. And when I've seen them, their hides looked a little rough. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. You know, and I can see across the way where the ferry dock is, where the other ferry is right now at Whidbey. Let's see if we can show it to you very well. I'll put it right in the center of the screen. Indeed, I can see it. If you're familiar with the area, you would know, you can probably make it out. And maybe if you're not even familiar with the area, you can still make it out. But right there, at the bottom of your screen center, that is the second ferry. And what these ferries do, the one here and the one over there, is they go back and forth. So this is the ferry leaving now, and I'll tell you what ferry it is in just a moment. It's the Tokate. So this is the Tokate, and it is now leaving for Whidbey Island, which means the one across the way is soon going to be leaving Whidbey and coming this way. Tom says definitely, I believe, in regarding the deer looking a little rough, huh? So what I can do, let's switch to this camera and zoom it back out, and we'll give you this shot. There's the other camera right there. That's the iPhone 7 up on the seawall, providing you that view. How about that? Pretty darn cool. So you see camera 2 over there. We're using camera 1 to show you camera 2 on just a cheapo tripod there, but nonetheless doing the job quite well. And just to give you a bit of appreciation for that, you can see we've got danger, please stay off seawall, but we've got our tripod up there. I think we're okay. So let's show you that wide shot right there. You know, we'll go a little tighter. We'll just let it come and go through the shot, and then I'll change the other camera. How's that? So let's let that go. Clinton, over to Clinton. Yeah, Clinton is where the ferry dock is located. All right, let's go to our other camera now. We've changed that shot. This is good practice, you guys. We'll keep an eye out for any sea lions too. And here's camera 1, and we'll bring that in a little bit. There we go. So we can go back and forth. And you can see, let's show you, the other ferry has just left Whidbey Island, Clinton, as Tom pointed out. And let's just zoom that out. And I'll go get camera 2. We're gonna move it. Yeah, there are kids nearby playing now. Good observation. So you might hear the slide of a tripod now. I just took camera 2, the tripod, off the seawall. We'll put it on the other side of me. This tripod doesn't go tall enough, and I don't have something to set it on. Anyhow, you guys, I am going to post a nice picture tonight, I think on Twitter, and maybe Facebook or Instagram, but definitely on Twitter, of one of those images that we were looking at, shot from the 7D. Showing the dramatic skies. We'll do some post-processing in Lightroom, just the lights and the darks a little bit, the shadows and the highlights. See if we can really capitalize on all that information baked into that image file, that raw file, and put something really nice up on social media tonight. The helicopter flying nearby. How many vehicles fit in the ferry? You know, the number of, depending on the ferry, it's like 180 to 200 roughly, I believe. So there I am. Hello. Let's go ahead and show you the lighthouse here in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare this shot, and then we'll cut to it so you can actually see me framing up this shot. We're going to zoom in on it in just a moment, but the lighthouse looking really nice now. The light definitely popping as the sky goes dark. There we go. So it's made for a beautiful evening. Sometimes you got to take a chance. If our friend Kit Harvey was here, I'd show her the train going by. Train just went by nearby. 141 on Olympic class and 124 on Issachar class on that route. Ah, Allie, thank you. Well, then I was off, because maybe there's a larger ferry that I've referred to in the past. But I think must be a class that goes larger than that. And if I'm wrong, please feel to correct me. And Phoenix Man is here. Welcome, Phoenix Man. Phoenix Man very much down in Arizona, but used to live here in the Puget Sound region. Wasn't it Arlington, Phoenix Man? You'll have to remind me. So, welcome Phoenix Man. Welcome others who may have just joined. My name is Mark Horner, Beyond 90 Seconds. It's a pleasure to have you here. Really been a beautiful evening. We had moments like this just before I went live, and like this. We have a little video here. This is before the skies really started getting super interesting, but there was already something developing. You can make out quite obviously going on behind the lighthouse. And yeah, there's a bit of video shot with the Canon 7D, and then here's with the iPhone. then that is huge. Yeah, so they have walk-on people, Brenda, and then they have people who drive their vehicles on. And it was Arlington, Phoenix Man says. Awesome. And a bit of video shot with the Canon 7D here. And for those of you who just joined, I'll go ahead and show you what it's like to walk into the lighthouse from the outside, go in, and all the way up the top. This is some video I shot with an iPhone on a gimbal last August 7th when we had some smoke in the skies from wildfires. So here's a Mukilteo moment for you. Shot, again, this is last year. Obviously we don't have all these flowers just yet, but this is last August 7th, and the pink in the sky is the result of forest fires. I believe Carl Leich was the architect of this lighthouse and so many others in Washington, Oregon, and even Alaska, I believe. You know, Tom, I have in the past years. I don't use them so much anymore. If I was going to get real down and dirty about shooting some really, the best possible images of sunset or of moonrise or sunrise, I would. And I have them. I have a couple different filters. It's a beautiful evening, you guys. So mukilteohistorical.org if you would like to learn more. And now we're back to a live look. And I tell you what, that ferry from Whidbey Island isn't too far away now, coming from Clinton. It's just out this way. I think you can see it out right beyond my fingers there. So it's coming our way. Let's watch the ferry come in. Let's go back to this picture for just a moment, and we'll zoom it out just a tad. And maybe tilt down just a tad. And I'll set up the other camera so that we can watch the ferry come in. Hey, we're going longer than I expected. I'm gonna collapse the tripod. I needed a night like this, you guys. Get some fresh air off the water, get ready for the work week, get centered, and get ready to rock and roll during the week. So I've moved the camera back up on top of the seawall. I'll show you what that looks like. I'll watch the ferry come in. Hey, HE9, nice to see you. Hey, Mark, this is great. What did you say the name of the app is that you are using? I am using Switcher Studio Pro. There's a heard a noise, and it's a small model plane that's flying overhead. Yeah, Switcher Studio Pro. You can use multiple iOS devices. I do not believe it's available for Android at the moment, but there is a subscription, and it's $29 a month. I used this back in October of 2016 on Periscope and YouTube. Did it for, well, it was all done here at Mukilteo, both here and at the overlook at the cemetery up on the bluff. We did some, and I just couldn't justify doing it. But I was recently contacted with by somebody with Switcher Studio Pro in sales. He wanted to know, he'd seen one of my YouTube videos from October of 2016. He was wondering how I was doing what I was doing. And he was calling me from Camano Island, Washington, even though I think he's based out of Kirkland, but he's working from Camano Island that day, which I know fairly well. And so we hit up a conversation, and the whole thing got me kind of interested in trying out the app. So I'll do this for at least another month. You've gotten reliant on them on Instagram. Tom, I hear ya. I'm having some issues in my mind right now with Instagram and Facebook. Instagram owned by Facebook, just because of the privacy data share. And I'm not happy about it. And I'm really struggling to determine whether or not I want to delete my Facebook and my Instagram, because I don't like it at all in terms of the data share stuff. Too much power. Hey, you guys, did you see that? I think we have some California sea lions there. Hang on. I think we do. Yes, we do. Hang on, we're going to get some shots of them. Pretty cool, you guys. I think you saw them. I hear you there, Miss Bella, Tom says. So those are the bobbing heads of, see, they're not too far offshore at all, you guys. I think those were California sea lions. I didn't get a good look at them, but that's the behavior I have observed by from California sea lions in the past here. Meantime, let's put you back on the ferry. For a moment though, we'll change this shot here, and I'll get the ferry coming in for you framed up. And here's the ferry coming in live, Mukilteo, Washington. Arriving now from Clinton. So that was pretty cool. You got to see some sea life there. Anyhow, there is potential for, I think, events. You know, typically you think having to live stream something has to get super technical. And for, I guess, the robust, most professional productions, you want to bring in something like vMix on a PC or TriCaster or some other more expensive option. But now if you can get good Wi-Fi, or heck, if you can get even Ethernet to your phone, then that is possible with an adapter. There are definitely options to have a multi-camera shoot with some production with graphics, photos like we're demonstrating here, or I'm demonstrating here this evening, like you're seeing, that allow you to bring in a fairly decent production. And it might be an event like a school play, it might be a kid's sporting event, maybe a concert, school concert. So there are ways to, you know, do more than simply hold up your phone and record, or just hold up your phone and go live, and, you know, with it in your hand or on a tripod. We can up our game now. It's within reach. That's the point. And if you enjoy doing this, maybe there's a bit of a, maybe there's a little side job, another stream of income for you to do something like this. And if you have the gift of gab and maybe tell a few stories, more power to you, right? At least I'm hoping so. You get it straight here. So the ferry has arrived, and here is our look at the lighthouse. And well, we'll go ahead and just zoom out all the way. I think we can. Over the seawall, looking towards the ferry. And what I'm going to do is show you a live picture of the lighthouse. I'm going to change the camera, the angle, what we're seeing on camera too, so I can say a proper good evening to you as we sign off. Oh, the moon is out overhead. That's beautiful. We're going to just change things up a little bit here. It's kind of fun to get out, you know. And so what I'm doing is to make this work, is I have the app on the iPhone 7 Plus, and you know, you have it in portrait mode, straight up and down, vertical, and you still get a landscape picture, which I like, but that confines what you're seeing in the camera to the top part of the screen, and beneath that you have all your different sources, photos and video and graphics. So that's pretty cool. And then I tethered with that, I've got this other camera, the iPhone 7, tethered to the iPhone 7 Plus, which is running the app, and I also have my iPad mini, the very first iPad mini. You know, this is, I don't even know most anybody owns one besides me. It's so old, it's the original. But anyhow, kind of fun to have that tethered as well, and so I can read your comments on chat. And let's see here, I think we've got it all set up. Yeah, we do. So here I am, and yeah, this is the iPad mini right here, and I've got chat. Let's see, just watching YouTube and following your comments here. And what I could do is I can show you the interface too. Why don't we do that? Let's go ahead and show you the interface. What I'll do is we'll just use the zoom. That might interest some of you. So the top of the camera, here is what my camera's seeing. Even though I'm in portrait mode, straight up and down, I'm still producing a 16:9 landscape image, which is wonderful. And then here I've got my iPhone. There's my iPhone 7 Plus, which is running this app and showing the lighthouse. This is the iPhone 7 camera 2, which we're shooting now to show the iPhone 7 Plus. This allows us to do picture-in-picture. This is my bug in the lower right where it says beyond 90 seconds in the white circle. If I touch that, it'll go off the screen. If I touch it, it'll go again. This is where I bring up my name. And this is, if I want to bring up Mark Horner Media, YouTube channel. If I want to have pictures side by side, I use this right here. So let's show you. We can run this video as A, and then for B, let's run this. It's not going to make any sense. Those are just random sources. But with the right sources, it makes sense. Here's a graphic. Let's make this solo. If I was about to go live, I'd want to show that. Here's a photo that I imported off of my Canon 7D, which is right here on the right. And then we have another picture which was shot with the iPhone 7 Plus. Here's some video that was shot with the Canon 7D. We have some more video, and I can add sources here if I go plus, and let's say I want to add something. So let's add imported video. And here's a video I did with Christian Sassi recently on bald eagles. Some of you have seen that. I've shown it in recent live streams as well. So I just imported that. So let's go ahead and run that. And now it's running. So let's go ahead and switch to that source and you'll see it. I hope I haven't lost the signal, you guys. My iPad is showing one shot. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I just had to wait for it to catch up. So I'm gonna let that video play. Christian shot this video at 1,000, just over 1,000 frames per second. I know the audio is loud, so I'm not gonna talk much for a moment while I frame up my farewell shot again. Anyhow, if you'd like to see more of that video, you can find it on Christian Sassi's YouTube channel. I edited that video. Christian shot it up in Dutch Harbor, Alaska. And Christian's YouTube channel is youtube.com/Sassi Photo. youtube.com/Sassi Photo. And with that, my friends, I want to say thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be able to share this evening with you and to practice working with this app so that when there are some interesting things to share in the world, maybe even some breaking news, hopefully we'll be able to do it in a pretty fluid and organized way, which, dare I say, might even look semi-professional. So anyhow, thanks so much, guys. It's been a pleasure to have you. Have a great evening or day wherever you might be, and thank you for watching.